This man's name is Liam. He is the personal secretary who follows Yiren, a third-generation heir known for both talent and prestige. Liam is handsome and highly capable, but he carries a secret no one knows. Although many women pursue him, Liam is bisexual. Not only does he often have one-night stands with male strangers, he also harbors a secret crush on his own boss. Every day, facing Yiran's strikingly handsome face, Liam's heart can't help but flutter. However, a chance encounter at a bar finally exposes the secret he has buried deep inside. That day, just like usual, Liam went to a club after work to look for some excitement. After meeting someone he clicked with, the two flirted and planned to go to a hotel to take care of their needs. But just as Liam stepped out of the club, he collided with a familiar figure. He smiled and apologized instinctively. When he looked up, it was his boss, President Yiran. Liam never imagined his secret would be uncovered in such a place, his face filled with unease. Yet Yiran wore an expression of complete indifference, as if he didn't recognize him at all, and walked away without looking back. What drove Liam even crazier was the fact that Yiran also had a male companion by his side. Acting as both secretary and driver, Liam prepared his boss's breakfast and waited downstairs for Yiran. When he saw the president approaching from afar, Liam quickly adjusted himself into full work mode. Once in the car, Yiran calmly ate the burger Liam had prepared, as if nothing had happened the night before. Suddenly, he flashed a mischievous smile. "Secretary Liam," he said, "do you want to play cards with me?" Although Liam hated all of Yiran's bed partners, he was still a man with principles. After thinking for a long moment, Liam stood in front of the president and said firmly, "I'm sorry, I don't sleep with my boss." Hearing this disappointing answer, President Yiran refused to give up and continued pressing him. "Why don't you think about it again?" Unable to withstand Yiran's persistent coaxing, and unable to deny that he had long been coveting that face, Liam finally gave in. With his ears burning red, he closed the office door and said softly, "President Yiran, you should go take a shower first. By day, this man is his boss's personal assistant. By night, he has to take care of his boss's physical needs as well." Liam never imagined that one day he would sleep with President Yiran, and in the company office no less. Standing in the elevator, Liam felt that everything that had happened was utterly absurd. When they reached the parking lot and parted ways, President Yiran gave him an order. "Come to my place tomorrow morning at 6. That's when you start work." Even though it was an unreasonable request, faced with such a handsome face, Liam found himself completely unable to refuse. He arrived on time at President Yiran's house. Having worked as his assistant for nearly a year, this was Liam's first time visiting Yiran's home. The door was opened by the president himself, casually dressed, who invited Liam inside. Standing in the living room, Liam couldn't help but marvel. This place is huge. Before he knew it, President Yiran suddenly appeared behind him, leaning in close and inhaling lightly. "You smell really good." The closeness made Liam extremely uncomfortable. But Yiran didn't give him time to react, grabbed Liam by the arm, dragged him into the bedroom, and threw him onto the bed. With a completely matter-of-fact expression, the president pulled off his shirt. "Secretary Liam," he said, "want to play cards again?" That day, Liam accompanied President Yiran on a business trip. Since it was a rare visit to Busan, of course the night had to be enjoyed properly. Without hesitation, Liam changed into swimwear and went to the pool. Surrounded by so many beautiful bodies, he felt more than satisfied. Just then, a girl came over and struck up a conversation. "Hi, want to grab dinner together?" Liam was just about to agree when a familiar voice interrupted. "Secretary Liam, come to my room immediately." The next day, Liam dragged his exhausted body as he drove President Yiran to the golf course. After a full day of activities the night before, Liam felt like he was on the verge of collapse. At that moment, his phone rang. "Liam, you're already in Busan. Why didn't you contact me? Get out of the car right now." Shocked, Liam asked, "How did you know where I am?" A hand knocked on the car window. A bright, familiar smile appeared outside. "Liam, you really haven't changed at all." This cheerful, bright-smiling man used to be Liam's regular bed partner back in Seoul. But because he had to inherit the family business, He returned to Busan and became a young heir. Every day, he worked hard and studied diligently, all for the sake of one day becoming the company's president, so that Liam could be his personal assistant. Who would have thought that before his plan could even succeed, Liam had already become the personal secretary of Iran, a third-generation chaebol, 6 months ago. This time, Liam came to Busan on a business trip. Since it was such a rare opportunity, the two of them naturally wanted to catch up, and maybe sleep together while they were at it. But after the intense exercise with his boss just the night before, Liam's waist was sore and his whole body ached. No matter how hard Jack tried to seduce him, Liam simply couldn't get into the mood. "Jack?" a middle-aged man's voice suddenly sounded. The person who appeared was Jack's father, and standing beside him was none other than Yiran. Seeing President Yiran's face, Secretary Liam felt so guilty that he didn't dare lift his head. After all, the two of them had slept together just yesterday, and today he was already getting involved with someone new. The scene shifts. Liam helped the drunken President Yiran back to his room. Originally, he intended to go inside and take care of him, but instead, he was shut out and left standing outside the door, as if the president were sulking and deliberately locking him out. Forget it, Liam thought. Perfect timing to go out drinking with Jack. After changing his clothes, Liam was about to head out when the doorbell rang. Thinking it was Jack, he hurried to open the door. But standing outside was the very man who had just sent him away. "Yiran?" Not quite sober, the president demanded. "What is your relationship with Jack?" Without giving Liam any chance to answer, Yiran scooped him up, pressed his lips down onto his, and pushed him onto the bed. To be honest, even though Yiran's skills were terrible, his handsome face alone was enough to make Liam excited. "Wait a moment." Liam pulled out his phone and called Jack, speaking in broken sentences. I can't go drinking with you tonight. Let's meet up another time when we get the chance." Before work, Liam walked briskly down the street, yet his thoughts had already drifted far away. Clearly, the two of them were nothing more than superior and subordinate, just helping each other out whenever needs arose. So why had President Yiran asked about his relationship with Jack? Was he jealous? Even when the alarm clock rang, Liam didn't hear it at all. Instead, it disturbed his older brother's sweet dream, who responded by pinning him hard against the wall. At work, Liam prepared President Yiran's coffee and reported the day's schedule as usual. But Yiran's attention was fixed entirely on the marks around Liam's neck, his gaze locked on them without blinking. "What happened to your neck? Could it be that your bed partner last night had some violent tendencies?" Standing across from him, Liam touched his neck and hurriedly explained, "It was my brother. He grabbed my neck this morning. I'm busy every day. How would I even have time for that kind of thing?" Clearly, President Yiran was very satisfied with this answer. He grabbed Secretary Liam's tie and pulled him closer. It had been a long time since they'd been this close, and neither of them could quite hold back. But it was still working hours. Regaining his composure, Liam caught the president's wandering hand and said, "Not now. Let's continue after work." Glancing at the clock on the wall, Liam regretted everything. If he'd known it would be this unbearable, he should have just done it earlier. Just then, the phone in the secretary's office rang. After hanging up, Liam reported to the president. "There's a Mr. Min Soo-yuan waiting in the lobby. Should I let him come up?" Upon hearing the name, Yiran unexpectedly broke into a rare smile. At that moment, a pink-haired man barged into the office. Liam's instincts immediately told him this person shared the same nature as himself. Yet President Yiran showed no irritation at all. The ambiguous atmosphere between the two made Liam deeply uncomfortable. After closing the office door, Secretary Liam stood outside, lost in chaotic thoughts. What were they doing in there? Would the promise they made for after work still come true? Liam nervously bit his fingernails, his curiosity on the verge of exploding. Just then, the office door opened. The pink-haired man walked out, hooking his arm around President Yiran's. Yiran spoke calmly, almost coldly. "Secretary Liam, you can get off work early today.